Glad you're with us tonight. We start with this. 3 men discovered passed out in a vehicle that was parked in the middle of a highway in Logan County.
But once they woke up, they led deputies on a dangerous pursuit. Our News 9's Christy Lewis is live on the scene. Christy?
Amanda Kelly, the Logan County Sheriff's Office got a call about this on Friday night around 11:30 about a vehicle stopped in the middle of Highway 74. When Logan County Deputy Jarrett George showed up to Highway 74 in Charter Oak that night, he checked out the car and opened the door.
They were all 3 out cold.
The men inside appeared unconscious, and Deputy George says the smell of alcohol was strong. The front seat passenger had a hold of the steering wheel, the driver had a hold of the passenger's arm, and his foot was still on the brake.
Gentlemen.
When he came to, Deputy George says the driver hit the gas.
Wake up, put in park, put in the brake, put in park, now!
And the pursuit began. The suspect car would stop and start again multiple times.
Driver, pull over.
Swerve into the wrong lane and run other cars off the road. When the driver finally stopped for good, Deputy George gave commands to get out and approached again.
As soon as I approached the driver's window, I saw feet. So he slammed on the brakes and tried to jump in the back seat like he wasn't driving, like, hey, it wasn't me. Even though I'd already got body cam footage.
Deputy George continued to give orders.
You're gonna get out of the car.
You're gonna back that light off or we're gonna have a problem.
And he says the men continued to refuse.
Get down.
You.
And after one was tased, you see the others comply quickly. Anthony Garcia, Omar Lewis, and Aaron Brooks were all booked into the Logan County Jail. And all 3 of those suspects are from out of state. Live on the scene on the story, Christy Lewis, News 9.
Wild video there, Christy.
Shocking, truly shocking video.
Well, let's talk now about what you see on Next Gen Live. Tracking chances of storms tonight, but then also for tomorrow.
Yeah, you know, for some of us, overnight tonight, it's going to be a loud night with some wind and hail and things like that. Let's get to it here. Go to Links 1 and check it out. Big storms now in through parts of Kansas and Colorado and our panhandle. Marty Logan has been on a big supercell out around Guyman. I mean, a big storm. There have been many tornadoes today in through parts of Wyoming and Colorado. Now it's just a big mess of thunderstorms. They're all severe. There's flooding going on in Kansas. And look what's developing now northwest of Dodge City. That's sliding to the southeast. And we have this one big, and I mean big supercell northeast of Guyman. Marty Logan's been tracking that all evening long. It's a rotating thunderstorm. Nearly produced a tornado a couple hours ago. Still some spinning going on. Near Hooker, Oklahoma. That's going to be north of Hardesty. We're tracking that. Marty's there. Baseball-size hail in that storm. And look at the size of that thing. It's moving east-southeast at about 25 to 30 miles an hour. Shattuck at about 12:23 in the morning, and Sharon at about 1:11 in the morning. So a stormy night for some of us. Cold front ahead. Hang on, and more severe weather. Talking about tomorrow. Forecast coming up. Guys, back to you.
All right, David, Metro Police are hoping this sketch will help them find a man who raped a 70-year-old woman. That's after he broke into her home near Northwest 18th and Walker. He's believed to be white or Hispanic, about 5'9", and have dark hair.
Police are also investigating a stabbing and a shooting at a home near McKinley Park here in the city. Detectives say one person was cut in the arm and shot in the leg this afternoon, but will recover. This came in as a domestic call originally. They're not putting out any suspect information just yet.
Amended charges tonight for a murder suspect. Police say Cesar Gerardo shot and killed Martin Lewell Jr. in front of a Metro home in 2016. He's now also charged with assault and battery with a deadly weapon for a juvenile that was hurt in the shooting.
Boy, a family is left broken tonight after a crop duster goes down in Enid. 52-year-old Rodney Sherry was crop dusting a field this morning when his plane clipped the top of a tower. The FAA and the NTSB are piecing it together, how it happened, and making sure there's no lasting contamination from the chemicals the plane was carrying.
And this is the second deadly crop duster crash in Oklahoma in just the last 3 weeks. Andrew Dieterding was killed when his plane went down north of El Reno last month. Turns out his brother owns the plane involved in today's crash. We spoke with a flight instructor who says crop dusting can be an extra dangerous job.
They fly in close proximity to the ground, 12 to 15 feet, to minimize the amount of chemical drift.
Captain Myers says there are an increasing number of wind and now met towers that sometimes just don't show up on charts.
A 35-year-old murder case heads back to the Oklahoma County Courthouse tomorrow. Raul Sierra, a big local cocaine boss back in the 80s, is accused of gunning down his drug runner back in 1982. But new evidence was brought to light 2 years ago. Today, a man testified claiming he was in the Metro home where Sierra shot Roberto Osorio with a sawed-off shotgun.
And now to this. The Chickasha Public School Board places the city's Adult Learning Center on probation following a meeting that ended moments ago. Many staff and graduates of the GED program say they were actually afraid the doors were closing for good. Our Bonnie Campo was at that meeting tonight. She joins us live with the details. Bonnie?
Well, the school board says that there are a number of issues with the program that has been identified here in a report by the state. Now they've been placed on a one-year probation. Now the center serves Grady County and several surrounding counties. It's been open for about 50 years, and for the past 10 years, the center has helped 1,000 students graduate. The board mandates the program must be up to date on practices and better monitor spending, requiring at least 12 hours of face-to-face time while in the program. The director says of that learning facility, she's aware of the compliance issues previous to this decision, and they've been working to change them. Many fear the center, if it closes, they will have less second chances available to them.
They gave me a future, and they gave me a chance to stand in front of my 7 children with pride. And they gave me my self-respect back.
We think that all of these are all correctable things on one hand, but on the other hand, there was enough there that he felt the need to place us on a one-year probation for the program. So we're going to do everything we can to ensure that our program stays in Chickasha, that it's successful.
Now, if this is forced to close, the closest centers that would offer available resources would be Fort Cobb, Duncan, or possibly OCCC. Live on the scene on the story in Chickasha, Bonnie Campo, News 9.
We'll continue to follow that one. The OU Board of Regents today voted to revoke the emeritus status of a former professor. John Scammyhorn is accused of sexual harassment that allegedly occurred while he had access to drama school events as a university donor. OU has returned Scammyhorn's donations. A now former 5th grade teacher in Broken Arrow has been charged with 4 counts of lewd molestation. Edward Hodge, who taught at Aspen Creek, was arrested today. In an affidavit, 9 girls say Hodge touched their legs and backsides, rubbed their necks, and wanted hugs before they could go to the restroom. Now to this developing story. A field trip to the Leonardo's Children's Museum in Enid is causing some controversy tonight. Several children say a museum employee told them on Friday they could not go down a slide because they're black. The kids are from the Greenwood Cultural Center in Tulsa.
There's 3 of us, then when he was walking, everybody get on the slide. The lady said, only white kids can stand on the slide. Leonardo says the employee denies the comment. Right now it's looking at security video and will determine what action is needed. This is pretty cool to see. The new streetcar system got some practice runs in tonight around Bricktown. You see it in action there. The Bricktown Loop is 2 miles long. The city says the streetcars will run on tracks with overhead electrical wires for part of the route and then batteries for the rest. The future of Sandridge Energy is unclear right now as its largest shareholder, Carl Icahn, gained control today of the company's board. He has been critical of Sandridge's moves since emerging from bankruptcy in 2016. Management is reviewing bids to buy or partner with the OKC-based oil and gas company. New tonight, an elderly man who paints homes says he thought he was going to die at work as a stranger attacked him and then took off. News 9's Ashley Isbicki is on the story in Tulsa.
79-year-old Larry Applegate was on the job Friday when he says a guy in this white Chevy Silverado got out and asked him if he was done working. After he said yes,
he said, "Give me your blankety blank money right now." I said, "You're kidding. Get out of here."
He says he walked toward this back fence thinking the prankster would leave.
My mind is saying, this is not really happening. I'm on a nice street, good neighborhood, the middle of the day, people all around.
But when he turned around, the guy put a gun up to his face.
I really thought he was going to kill me.
Instead, Applegate says the guy pistol whipped him.
I blocked it. He cut my hand there, and of course he cut me on top of the head.
That's when he screamed for help. And the suspect took off with the getaway driver in the truck. It all happened as the next-door neighbor pulled into her driveway.
Thank God for the neighbor. The neighbor came running over.
He was definitely very shooken up and scared.
She called 911 and tried to keep him comfortable, but now neighbors are on edge.
My father as well, he's just retired, but he's always doing yard work, and the fact that it's happening in the front of houses at 3 in the afternoon.
That's pretty brazen. That's really brazen to assault in the middle of the day.
On the scene, on the story in Tulsa, Ashley Isbicki, News 9.
Still ahead on News 9, flying in an electric plane. The new technology and what it could mean for air travel. And next.
Well, I was at work and came home and found him in the backyard, covered in blood.
A Metro woman finds her dog mauled. Why she says her neighbor's dog is to blame for the violence.
Know the story.
Know the city.
Know the way.
Know the issues.
Know the change.
Know the weather.
So you can know more. On the scene, on the story. News 9 this morning. Start your best summer ever with News 9 in your Oklahoma Ford dealer. You could win a great weekly prize and get a chance at the grand prize, a new 2018 Ford EcoSport. Stop by your local Ford dealer to fill out your entry. See you there.
It's your choice at Eskridge Honda. Drive a new 2018 Honda Accord or a new 2018 CR-V, priced at only $198 a month. That's how we go the Eskridge Mile for you. Visit eskridgehonda.com.
Hi, I'm Glenn Mulready, and I'm running for insurance commissioner.
Dad, I'm taking the truck for a bit.
I want to use my 35 years of insurance industry experience to help Oklahoma families have more choices and more affordable insurance. But what makes me most qualified to be insurance commissioner is having 3 teenage sons.
Go long!
They remind us every day why we really need insurance.
Glenn Mulready, we're insurance commissioner.
Riverwind has always been OKC's #1.
Because we work together as one to make you feel like one in a million.
Be one of the winners to share in 50 grand this June.
And our summer cash wave every Friday. With 5 times entries Mondays and Tuesdays.
Grandpa, would you like to dance?
100 times more powerful Gigablast Internet is here. Bring on tomorrow.
State Question 788 is not about medical marijuana. If it were medical, then why could anyone get it without a specific medical condition? Think about it. Do we really want our college freshmen growing up to 12 pounds of weed every year in their dorm room? Do we really want anyone to have the right to light up next to us in public places? Do we really want the most liberal medical marijuana law in the nation? On June 26th, vote no on State Question 788. Let's do this right.
At Eskridge Honda, our goal is to go the Eskridge Mile for you. Right now, drive a new 2018 Honda HR-V, priced at only $159 a month. That's how we go the Eskridge Mile for you. Visit eskridgehonda.com.
News 9 is brought to you by Contour from Cox. Get right to the good stuff. On the scene, on the story, this is News 9.
A Metro woman says she had a close call with a neighbor's pit bull over the weekend, and she has the photos to prove it.
Steve Shaw is live near I-44 Northwest 38th Street, where he found this goes much deeper than photos. Steve?
Kelly and Amanda, Simone Chandler says she's a dog lover. She's got 3 of them of her own, and she's not trying to shame pit bulls.
I do feel like we're being held hostage. We can't even enjoy our backyard.
This is what Simone Chandler saw coming at her in her backyard Saturday morning.
He was running after us.
So what's the big deal? These are photos of one of Simone's dogs. His name is Marty. Last November, Simone came home from work and found Marty mauled in the backyard. It was very graphic.
It was very graphic.
I don't see how he lived.
I don't either. When I took him to the emergency clinic, the vet did say that his wounds are typical of pit bulls and asked if he was around any.
Marty's vet bill was around $8,000. No, I didn't stutter, $8,000. Simone also installed this electric wire fence. Simone says this dog ran through that fence Saturday like it was Swiss cheese.
Didn't faze him. I could hear it zapping him. Didn't faze him.
A man who lives 2 doors down from Simone tells me the pit bull is one of his dogs. Animal Welfare has issued 4 failure to contain citations at the home, and they're monitoring the situation.
Especially if it's in your own front yard. If you're not able to get out your own front door due to a dog behaving in that manner, you definitely call us and we'll get somebody out.
The owner of the pit bull declined repeated interview requests this afternoon. However, before we left, he did tell me that he and his girlfriend, the woman at the home, said they plan to move all of their dogs from the home. Live on the scene on the story in Oklahoma City, Steve Shaw, News 9.
And now your weather from News 9.
Now in Oklahoma today, we've had one big supercell. Look at the plates with this storm, folks. Many plates lined up. Rotating thunderstorm north of Guyman today. Marty Logan looking right at it. This thing came real close to producing a tornado today. It did produce some gustnados, but again, no official tornado out of that. Marty was underneath it. Look at the wall cloud today going on north of Guyman at about 8 o'clock tonight. So, wow. And then, yes, we had dust lifting. I was watching this carefully tonight. A lot of lifting dust. It's getting faster and faster, and it tries to spin here. And there was some spinning going on up top, but it looks like a lot of this was outflow as the storm was gusting out at this point. But it would gust out, tighten back up, and it did this off and on. At the same time, it did produce tennis ball to nearly baseball size hail. Storms to our north today. They're coming south for tomorrow. Marty Logan still live out in the Panhandle, out near Hardesty on that storm. Why? Well, that storm is headed towards and into northwestern Oklahoma a little bit later on tonight. Marty Logan still going and blowing right now. Look at that shot. Wow, look at the lightning out there. Okay, let's go to Lynx 1. Take a look at it. We now have a severe thunderstorm watch in effect until 5 o'clock in the morning for all of northwestern Oklahoma. Talking about Buffalo, Woodward, Alva, back down into Ellis County. Looking at Arnett here, and may slap out Laverne. So again, thunderstorms will continue to push out of Kansas through our Panhandle into northwestern Oklahoma for tonight. This whole thing began earlier this afternoon around lunchtime into parts of Colorado. Several tornadoes up there today, Colorado, even into Kansas, and also into Wyoming. Now it's a big mess, a big blob of severe weather, flooding rains, wind and hail, and now it's beginning to push to the southeast. This will be the area that will come into northwestern Oklahoma tonight that we've been talking about here the last several days for that next wave to arrive. The storm out where Marty is, it continues to push to the southeast, and here comes the next big show just north of that. But that's a big storm, and it is still rotating, still producing some golf ball size hail, but the hail sizes have come down just a bit with that out in the Panhandle. Doing a storm track slap out at about midnight. Vici at about 2 o'clock in the morning, Mutual at about 2:20 in the morning with that. Now, this has weakened some, but the area to the north, this has not weakened. That for sure will make it into northwestern Oklahoma as we jump into Buffalo at about 12:30 in the morning, Beaver 12:42, Laverne at 1 o'clock in the morning, Freedom 1:15, Woodward 1:45, Cherokee at about 2:30 in the morning, and Fairview at about 3 o'clock in the morning. And we will be here tonight tracking those storms as they move in. 78 degrees in Oklahoma City with the southeast wind now at 10 miles per hour. We have a mix of 70s and 80s. Temperatures today were very nice. Lows tonight near 70. Cooler in the northwest and the Panhandle because of the rain and the storms moving in. Overnight tonight, good chance of rain and storms eventually making their way to Enid, Clinton, Alva, Woodward. Everybody in the northwest will have those rain and storms coming in. Some of those, again, will be strong, possibly severe. There's my storm zone tonight. We've had this the last several days for northwestern Oklahoma and our Panhandle for some large hail and damaging winds overnight tonight. And then tomorrow morning, that big area of rain will spread south and east. It will run out of gas and weaken. We'll do a 40% chance for showers in the morning in Oklahoma City. Best chance of more widespread rain in the morning will be in northern and across western and northwestern Oklahoma. That will weaken And then tomorrow afternoon, highs in the mid to upper 80s. Cool front will be pretty close to the I-44 corridor. And tomorrow afternoon from Oklahoma City to Tulsa, we'll do a 60% chance for showers and storms to develop there. They'll push into southern Oklahoma and eastern Oklahoma for tomorrow evening. And some of the storms tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening could be strong, could be severe. That includes the metro for large hail and damaging winds. We quiet things down on your Thursday and then take a look at your Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Still a chance for a few more scattered showers and storms to roll in. Highs near 90, morning lows upper 60s to the low 70s. And here we go. Storms in the northwest tonight. Those will spread south and develop again tomorrow a little farther south and east. So here we go. Hey, the rain's good. We need it. A little severe weather, but we'll take it.
Looks good. David,
bring it on. Coming up, OU makes Lincoln Riley one of the highest paid coaches in college football. Sports is next.
Your Oklahoma Ford dealers and News 9 want you to have the best summer ever. This is your cue to text for your chance to win a $100 Subway gift card. Plus, every winner gets a chance to win a new 2018 Ford EcoSport. Text SUNSET to 79640.
Okay, we're going to talk about cars today. If you were going to design your perfect car, which 3 features would you choose?
Safety with the kids.
Fuel efficiency.
Affordable price.
My dream car would have all of these things.
What if I told you that there was a car that did have everything?
Seriously? Okay.
This is the Chevy Cruze.
Go Chevy.
Get $2,000 cash allowance on most well-equipped 2018 Chevy Cruze models. Chevy drives Oklahoma. Find new roads.
D.C. lobbyist Mike Hunter started out like most lobbyists. A politician, Hunter left the state legislature cashing in. A decade in the swamp, doling out campaign cash to Reid and Pelosi. When conservatives tried to kill Obamacare, Hunter lobbied to fund Obamacare. How did D.C. lobbyist Mike Hunter become Attorney General? Handpicked by failing Governor Fallon, a political payoff, insider politics at its worst. D.C. lobbyist Mike Hunter, chosen by the politicians, not us.
Say aloha to Brahm's new tropical sensation, the Aloha Burger. We start with a sweet Hawaiian bun, topped with 100% pure beef patty, and add a fresh grilled pineapple ring, smoked provolone cheese, a bed of spinach, sliced tomato, and a wave of Brahm's tangy dipping sauce. It's an explosion of island flavor, so good it'll have you coming back for more. Brahm's Aloha Burger and chicken sandwiches for a limited time at your neighborhood Brahms.
Hi, I'm Sean O'Connor, and I just made another huge truckload purchase. This 48-inch commercial-grade Ferris is a great buy at $59.99, but we're blowing them out at just $49.99. Why settle for a rough ride? Ferris suspension delivers a smooth ride and a manicured cut. With 48-month, 0% interest, your payment's around $100 per month. At $49.99 and 0% interest, they'll go fast. Don't miss out on the special purchase at O'Connor's by Quail Springs Mall.
I need to schedule a service appointment.
You see this is Bendis? You see this nice tie? I sell cars and I'll service them.
Don't waste your time with those typical car lots. Log on to BaddisonHonda.com and schedule your service online.
Choose a time and a date and just block it off yourself. And remember, service is open now till 9 p.m.
We'll even pick up your car if something goes wrong and you can't make it.
Sorry to Baddison Honda.
8700 Northwest Expressway.
Get it?
BaddisonHonda.com.
If you like where Oklahoma's headed, then take your pick between the career politicians, and things will stay the same. But if you've had enough of wasted tax dollars and letting our students down, we can go a different direction. My name's Kevin Stitt. I'm running for governor. Let's get serious about fixing our budget and our schools. Serious about transparency. Serious about our children and our future. Because Oklahoma's turnaround starts right here, right now.
Driven by your Oklahoma Ford dealers. This is News 9 Sports with Dean Levens.
OU's Board of Regents invest in Lincoln Riley, a sign of appreciation for what he's done and a signal of their support to keep him in Norman for a while. A 5-year contract extension for $25 million. The second-year head coach getting a $1.7 million increase in salary this season. Oh, the life of Riley, continuing our lead at the Lucky Star Sports Desk. Hi, everyone. In year one, Riley Sooners beat Texas, Ohio State, and OSU, won a third straight Big 12 title, a playoff berth in the national semis, and he helped Baker Mayfield win a Heisman. The 34-year-old's salary increases this year from $3.1 to $4.8 million. Now, for comparison, he's the 12th highest paid college football coach, a tad less than Herman at Texas, more than Gundy at OSU, and a little more than quarterback Kyler Murray's other job in baseball. Also, OU's dominant softball program gets a new $22 million stadium, seating 3,000, half-mile south of the current stadium, and an indoor practice facility. More positive news on Paul George. NBA insider Mark Stein continues to hear support around the league for the idea that OKC can convince George to stay. Says he's expected to strongly consider a 2-year deal, allowing him to opt out possibly after 1 year. Landon Huslig is used to finishing first. Three-time state champ at Deer Creek, the Oklahoma Christian senior took home the D2 national title in the 400-meter hurdles last month. But as Brian Mueller reports, his toughest test awaits.
Landon Huslig remembers the end of his national championship run well.
Coming out of the final stretch, I was like, oh man, this is such a close race. And then I think the last thing, I was about 30 meters out. I'm just like, gonna have to lean really hard.
And he did, a little too hard.
I ended up overleaning a little bit and got off balance and couldn't recover and went down. I put my arm out to stop myself from face planting on the track. And then about 20 minutes later, I was like, oh, okay, this is starting to hurt pretty bad. I think I broke it.
But what's a broken arm when you're the first national champion in Oklahoma Christian history? A path that Landon started on with his father, David, a physical therapist at Mercy Hospital and Landon's first coach.
Somewhere between the 8th grade and freshman year was kind of really important, where he started beating people that I didn't really think he could or should do. And I really identified that, man, this guy's got some talent that's kind of untapped.
That untapped potential is where Mercy Sports Performance, powered by Exos, comes in. Landon and the OC team started training there this season.
This last year just kind of turned me into a different athlete, way more aggressive, way stronger.
But Landon still has one more meet, the U.S. National Outdoor Track and Field Championships, where he'll go against the best 400-meter hurdlers in the country.
This is, I think, the hardest meet I've ever been to, so I'm super pumped just to kind of test myself and see what I can do.
Landon will compete in the prelims on Thursday at Drake University in Iowa. After that, he hopes to compete in the 2020 Olympic trials. On the scene, on the story in Edmond, Brian Mueller, News 9 Sports.
A little brother that's athletic and a family full of integrity.
Boy, they're great. An athletic family, too, yeah.
Impressive, Dean. Thanks. Coming up next, the future of flight on display in Norway.
Gentner Drummond chose to represent violent criminals, to push a client to commit perjury, to try to seize a young widow's life insurance settlement, and to try to cover it up by threatening to sue the Oklahoman for reporting on it. Gentner Drummond, unfit to be Attorney General.
Attention, Oklahoma! This is a David Stanley Ford emergency clearance alert. The 2019s are coming, and our massive overstocked Ford inventories must be sold. Now get $15,000 off on Ford F-150 Super Crew. That's $15,000 off. Nobody else even comes close. Plus, David Stanley gives you tires for life with your purchase. See us now for $15,000 off F-150 Super Crew. Need credits? We say yes. Only at David Stanley Ford across from Tinker in Midwest City. DavidStanleyFord.com.
Hello, Heat and Air and Plumbing. You name it, we can do it.
Yeah, can you fix my AC this weekend?
Oh, sorry, we don't actually work on weekends.
Can your plumber fix my foundation next week?
You know, we don't work on those.
Hey, you said you name it, you can do it.
We can. You just haven't named it yet.
When you only have to call one number instead of 3 for heat and air, plumbing, or electrical service. 7 days a week, your winning call, aircomfortsolutions.net, 721-3740.
Who can Oklahoma ratepayers trust to stand up to powerful special interests at the Corporation Commission? Bob Anthony has been honored by the FBI for fighting corruption in state government and by a prominent seniors group for tirelessly fighting for Oklahoma consumers.
We don't need to let companies keep a windfall cash gain at the expense of consumers. My only special interest is the people of Oklahoma.
Honesty, integrity, Anthony.
My dream is to be a Hollywood movie star.
My wife and I want to travel all over the world when we retire.
I want to be debt-free.
I want a motorcycle.
True Sky Credit Union. Truly dreamy.
The summer selling season is here and the savings have just gotten started at Jim Norton Toyota. Our books are wide open. Everything's on the table. So come get the deal of a lifetime.
Hurry, get $2,500 rebates on new 2018 RAV4s, $2,000 rebates on new 2018 Highlanders, and $1,500 rebates on new 2018 Camrys.
So hurry to Jim Norton Toyota, 8401 Northwest Expressway, or online at JimNortonToyotaOKC.com.
This is not a political insider. As a matter of fact, he's never run for office. Until now, he's Charlie Prater, and with decades of experience as a CEO and CFO of financial and healthcare companies, he's the only candidate actually qualified to manage the state auditor's multi-million-dollar budget. As your state auditor, Charlie will proactively look for ways to save your tax dollars by cleaning up waste, fraud, and abuse in the state budget. Charlie's more than a watchdog. He's a bloodhound. Conservative, Republican. Charlie Prater for state auditor.
Come on in to Cimarron Steakhouse, home of the $10.99 8-ounce steak special. Bring all your friends and family to the People's Choice. Cimarron Steakhouse, 201 North Meridian. Come on in now. Cimarron Steakhouse, 201 North Meridian.
The job of Attorney General should be about protecting Oklahomans, shutting down scams, exposing government corruption, locking up doctors who recklessly overprescribe opioids. That's the job. That is my calling and always will be. I'm asking for your vote on Tuesday.
Norway helping to become a pioneer in the aeronautical field. Tested a tiny electric plane for the first time. It's a two-seater, flew for several minutes just on battery power. They hope to make all domestic flights there that are less than 90 minutes electric by 2040.
We ought to be able to do
no
that.
exhaust. Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Technology's amazing, isn't it?
It's a little scary.
Beautiful shot of downtown. Enjoy the night.
Want more SUV for your money? Every new Hyundai has an assortment of advanced safety features. It's a great deal more than just a great deal. Get up to $3,750 total savings or 0% APR on a 2018 Santa Fe Sport. Visit buyhyundai.com.
It's homegrown Oklahoma energy that means a stronger economy, more jobs, and real savings. The Windcatcher Project. Windcatcher will provide a $4.5 billion economic investment in Oklahoma. Bring 8,000